Hey, I'm Eric Keach. Today I'm here with the amazing Angela Amante, and she is here today to talk about her experience, her training, her results, everything that she's seen there since she's been there. So, Angela, thank you so much for taking the time to come on and share your story. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, so let's do the journey. Let's step back. Before we were recording, you talked about you've been there now. Time we're talking maybe a little over a year, maybe 15 months or so. I'm curious to know what it was that led you there to start training, or what was the big issue or thing that you're trying to overcome?
So I was looking for more consistency in my workouts. I was finding that if I left myself to my own devices, I would get a workout here or there. So I looked to Amy to kind of work with someone to hold me accountable and make sure I show up and get my workout completed.
And so there's a lot of people, right? Different things that you can choose, places to go. What was it about this place and Amy that really said, this feels right to me?
Well, I've always been very active, and I used to, work out in a gym. Actually, worked for a fitness company, and that's how I got introduced to Pilates, and I really enjoyed it. And so, when I was looking for something a little bit more personal, I came across Amy and her Pilates studio, and said, "This is a perfect idea for me." I like the aspect of weight training, but I don't necessarily like being in the gym and using weights. And I find that Pilates and working with Amy and kind of the different structure she has gives me the best of both worlds. A little bit of kind of a stretching weight training, but not really being in a gym environment.
Right, right. So you go and you find this because it kind of fit that need that you want. What's the experience been like? What's it like been working with her, training there, going through that whole process?
It's been really amazing for me. I've really helped me with my consistency in my workouts. I was looking to gain strength and a lot more energy, being that I'm pretty active as it is. And I, working with Amy, it's been more of a partnership. She feels like a part of a friend family. And, it's been one of those experiences that I'm not willing to give up.
So it's been a fun experience, right? Anytime you do training, working out type of thing, it's tough. But this sounds like it's been fun for you.
Yeah, I don't look at it as going for a workout. I look at it as catching up with Amy and getting some exercise in. I really learned a lot more about my body and, the right ways that I need to be standing and sitting and using my body. So it's been a learning experience as well.
And have you noticed in that process, right? If you let's say you happen to miss a day or two or something, do you notice that? Do you miss it?
I miss it, and I also feel different. Like I crave kind of getting in there and getting a good sweat and stretching and working my body. And it's helped with my confidence overall
Yeah.
too, because I know I can kind of complete something that's challenging. And if I look back from my first day and my first training session to what I'm doing now, even the simple kind of everyday moves that we do are so much easier, and I can get so much more mobility and strength from them.
Yeah, because so it sounds like, right, obviously you found a great place that fits your needs. You like training, working with Amy. It's fun. You're having a good time, and obviously you're starting to see you're seeing the progress and things like that. So what else have you noticed, right? What types of results? Because you've gone in wanting accountability, you've gone in wanting to feel better. What have you seen since you've been there?
So, I definitely noticed a change in my muscle strength and my ability to have, just a lot more energy to kind of get through the day. I look forward to getting active and keep on moving. Um, what else have I noticed? Just overall, I think I used to have terrible back problems, and I've through working with Amy and isolating muscles, I've really been able to overcome having to go back to physical therapy every 2 years like I was doing before. So that's been an added benefit that I wasn't even really expecting.
You mentioned too that you noticed a shift in confidence. How about could you talk about the energy side of things? Have you noticed that you do now have more energy than you did previously?
Yeah, I used to always be a morning person, and I would get up and go through my day, and I wouldn't stop until 10 o'clock. And with some lifestyle changes recently, I wasn't feeling that anymore. And just getting up 3 days a week or 2 days a week, depending on my schedule, getting over to Amy's studio, getting through a tough workout. Really, when you come home, you'd think you'd want to go to bed, but you're ready to go. And sometimes I'm like, oh, let me get out there and go for a quick walk. I have a few more minutes. You just want to keep active and keep moving. So my
Hmm.
energy levels
Hmm.
back to where it used to be. My skin's cleared up. I mean, I feel so great.
How about those strength levels? Because that was another thing you're looking to improve that. So like you mentioned it before, but is it like significantly different? Like it's just noticeably different compared to what it was before?
Yeah, and I think it's the little things too, which, people think, oh, my strengths, I can carry heavier boxes or whatever, but just the strength of being able to keep my back straight and upright while I'm working during the day. Even those minor changes have been amazing for me with some of the issues that I have. But, I definitely notice that I can take on new challenges when, we do hit training versus bar work, or we switch up our exercises. Before I probably would have not have been able to say, okay, let me try it. But now I know that I have the strength to do it, and it's just learning the moves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, along with this, I'm curious to know because you're feeling the strength. I'm sure the body has shifted a little bit and changed. Have you noticed clothes fitting differently? Does it feel different wearing clothes, sizes, anything like that?
Yeah, and especially when I follow Amy's nutrition plans, I could definitely see clothes fitting better. Those pants that were a little bit tight, are fitting, a lot more easily. Stuff that I probably shouldn't keep in my closet anymore, but I still want to wear. You try them on and you're like, oh, okay, I still look great. Those are all benefits,
Yeah.
and even just taking pictures, you can notice a difference in your body shape. Even though sometimes it can be small, an inch or two here, it really does change who you
Yeah.
look like in
Mhm.
photos.
Sure. Were you tracking any numbers, inches, weight loss, anything like that?
I haven't because I get a little obsessive with tracking,
Okay.
so I let Amy track it for me. I don't
Gotcha.
track it so much,
So
so
you're basing it more like I feel this way, and that's how you know you're progressing and how the clothes feel, but how you feel personally.
yeah, and I think I do more of that feel, and then also how I feel in my clothes, right? So, if I'm this size, am I squeezing into that size, or is it fitting comfortably or loosely? And so that's how I kind of
Yep.
measure it, because I can get a little obsessive with
Gotcha.
like
Now I get that.
numbers.
No, I get that. I get that completely. So have you noticed too that during this process, right? Sometimes we're working, we've got stressful days. Have you noticed that maybe sometimes those days are maybe a little bit easier to manage now?
Yeah, and I think I look to what Amy's taught me, and how present she is in this process with me, that if I'm having a tough day and I don't think I can make a workout, you know we text and we find an alternate time for me to come in, or when I'm going through that stressful moment, it's easier for me now to get up and take a walk around the block rather than sitting there and pushing through it. So it does definitely switch your mindset on how to approach
Mm.
things now that
Hmm.
you're feeling active and healthy.
Yeah, yeah. And in I don't know if you were before or not, but were you sleeping well before, or is there a difference in maybe sleep patterns now?
So I was a terrible sleeper, and I had to take medication to sleep at night just to stay sleeping all through the night. But this exercise program has definitely helped with that. And just I think it has, like I said, switched my mindset to be more concerned with health and making that a priority.
Hmm.
And so that's kind of helped me change my sleeping
Yeah,
patterns. I sleep like a baby now,
yeah,
which is not normal for me. So,
yeah.
and it's easier to wake up sometimes in the morning too now.
Okay. And you mentioned a key word there, mindset. So has there been a big focus on the mindset through the program and maybe how you're viewing things and how you're able to approach things in life now?
Yeah, Amy talks about it a lot when we're working out. It's just like making that mind body connection so you can kind of know what your body's doing. And, for me personally, with my back issues, knowing how to isolate my muscles has helped. But also just the connection of, when I sit down and I work at a computer all day, and so I can sit down at 7 o'clock in the morning and then at 2 o'clock realize, you know what, I haven't even gotten up to get a second glass of water. So, it does help change your mindset and knowing that it's important to put yourself first. And if you're doing all this hard work and working out, it's important to make sure that you take care of yourself from that too.
Would you go as far as say it's been life changing for
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I've never gotten so many compliments from people.
you?
Even when I don't feel that great, they're like, "You look amazing."
Yeah.
So that's always nice. But I think my self confidence, and I think I just have more self awareness of my body and
Yeah.
how it's important for it to be healthy. So
Okay. And do you feel with what you're doing and what you've got that the value is there within the service? Do you feel like it's completely worth it?
yeah, when I first talked to Amy, well, when I first approached Amy, my thought was, okay, well, I'm just going to set up some classes and she'll be there from the fitness aspect. But she's really partnered with me in helping me understand nutrition better. Understanding when I'm not working out with her, what's good for me to do that will kind of help increase some of the benefits I'm finding when I'm working with her. So it's not just okay those 3 days a week that I go to her classes. It's a continuous partnership, and um, I could tell Amy's really passionate about what she does, and she really wants to help people, and it really comes across in everything she does for
Yeah.
us and supports us.
Yeah. Now let's say someone, maybe a really similar situation to where you were before you started, they're hearing your story and it's like, this actually sounds really good, but they're still 50-50, right? They're
Hmm.
still on the fence whether or not they should do it. What would you want to tell that person? Maybe push them off the fence, let them know this is good for them.
I mean, yeah, you have to try, right? If you're 50-50 and you realizing you need to make a change, then you're probably there's 100% reason why you need to make that change. And I think if you just try it and work with Amy, um, you know, to get a feel for the program, you'll see results within the first week, and then you'll continue those results. I started with a 4-week program, and after my 4-week program, I was like, this is what I'm doing for the rest of my life. So I think it's just doing it for you and just trying it. You, there's you can't complain if you're just sitting on the couch and not doing anything. So I'd say go for it. It's
Yeah.
worth it. You're worth it.
Yeah. That's very cool. Well, Angela, thank you so much for taking the time to come on and share your story. I really, really appreciate it. And I just want to wish you the best of luck moving forward.
Thank you, Eric.
All right, you take
Appreciate
care.
it. Bye.